Welcome to the AfroCentric Woman, where our mission is to inspire Black women to heal core wounds and embrace a luxurious and abundant lifestyle. Thank you for joining me. Let's talk, sis. Hi, ladies. I hope that you all are doing well. Please forgive the audio. I'm doing household things, and I wish I could find quiet times to record, but I can't. So I'm just going to record when I can. Thank you for your understanding in advance. So I want to, you may have noticed the mission of this channel was to encourage Black women to heal their core wounds so that they can begin to live a luxurious and abundant lifestyle. I want to talk about a particular core wound, the core wound of feeling unlovable and feeling unworthy. We've had a lot of dialogue online, YouTube, Instagram specifically. I'm sure other platforms, those are just the ones I'm the most active on, about, a woman who called in to teleabuse live stream to get advice and was berated and humiliated worldwide. What would prompt any woman to go to a source that is emotionally unavailable, seeking validation and acceptance? I would propose that desire stems from a deep down feeling of unworthiness and unlovable, in a feeling of being unlovable. You may wonder, well, what are you trying to gain? The thing about it is the subconscious mind, and a lot of time these wounds, they really don't make a ton of sense. There are records playing in the background. There are energies that are activated in the subconscious level that cause us to act on a conscious level in ways that seem to go against our own best interest. So any woman who goes to a source that's emotionally unavailable, abusive, neglectful, and demeaning, seeking love, validation, and acceptance, it's almost as if you don't want to go to an easy source. So let me back up a little bit. You may have relationships that are easy, that don't cause you drama. It's very loving and reciprocal. And a lot of times we kind of ignore those relationships. Those relationships fall to the back burner because we don't have to prove ourselves to get love. And if you have an old script playing in the background and you have a deep core wound of feeling unlovable, feeling unworthy, you're going to gravitate towards unhealthy relationships and sources that are emotionally unavailable, and you're going to try to get love from there. One of the reasons why some women do that is because it's almost as if the source is so difficult, so challenging, so unattainable to where it becomes a challenge on a subconscious level. Like, hey, you know what? I finally get to resolve this issue of feeling unlovable. All I need to do is go to this extremely emotionally unavailable source. It's hostile, it's dangerous, it's risky, and I need to prove myself to this particular source. And if I can win this unavailable source over and make it available, truly, yes, I am lovable. That's one script playing in the background. And then another one is a confirmation that, see there, I went to this source. They say I'm not lovable. They don't accept me. I'm right. I really am unlovable. So it's almost like to get confirmation of a bad feeling of something that you have. Where do these feelings come from? These core wounds come from a variety of places, but when it comes to Black women, of course, it starts with your parents. So specifically your mother. Your mother is the most influential source of love, of attachment style, of how you feel about yourself, your worldview, your view of yourself, how you fit into the world, your self-esteem, your self everything having to do with how you develop, a lot of it is very highly influenced by your mother from the ages of 0 to 5 years old. And I would even argue in the womb, but we can talk about that on a different video because that's quite an extensive topic. So, and then your father, when it comes to Black women, that's your first relationship with a man. You learn how to be cherished if that external feelings come from the dad, and a lot of the internal feelings about yourself come from your mom. So we have an epidemic of absentee fathers. That's just the truth. And so and even when they're around, a lot of times they're emotionally unavailable. So they're not there providing emotional support for their daughters, validating their daughters, taking their daughters on daddy-daughter dates so that they can see how they're supposed to be treated by men, caring for them, investing in them, motivating them, encouraging them, protecting them, providing for them. We have an epidemic of baby boomer Black dads who just were not there, right? So I'm speaking as it relates to this woman, millennial women, younger generation X women whose dads were AWOL, right? So regardless of how great of a job your mother did, there's a hole in your heart where your dad's love should have been. And that's just the honest to God truth. And a lot of us just don't want to admit that because, I don't know, I guess stigma or somehow, not wanting to appear to be weak or vulnerable. But it's the truth. If your dad was in and out, emotionally unavailable, dismissive, passive, absentee, AWOL, it leaves a hole in your heart as a woman. And so on top of that, if you don't have a mother who is emotionally mature enough to walk you through and hold your hand through this abandonment from the father and be intentional about introducing stable, healthy men into your life, which many of us didn't get. Let's just be honest. You are even further crippled by the situation. And there's a whole host of other issues that we could talk about later. But the bottom line is dealing with a father who's in and out or are gone and not having in a child-friendly manner explain to you and have the proper support to process through what's going on. You make up a story about why he is not there. Children typically don't have the ability to vilify their parents, especially when they're really, really small, because they rely on their parents for their utter survival. Their parents don't want to take care of them. They're left to the mercy of the world, and you could literally die. It's like a fight or flight. It's a fight or flight response. So surely, from a child's perspective, your parents are perfect. So if your dad isn't around, it's something wrong with you. This is the story that you make up as a kid. This is the story that you make up. I'm not worthy. I'm not a good daughter. I'm not smart enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not good enough. That's why he's not here. I can never please my mother. She's always nitpicking me. She never validates me. We didn't get the proper encouragement or understanding. No one took the time to explain life to us in a child-friendly way and support us through our development. A lot of us were literally just raised with physical provisions: house, clothes, shoes, to and from school, figure it out. No emotional support. Not enough emotional support in a child-friendly way. So back to the dads, we make up a story about why he's gone, why he, doesn't show up on time. We don't understand why adults do what they do. We don't understand why adults make the decisions that they make. We don't understand their thought process, their prioritization process. We don't understand that as children. So we make up a story. And if no one is there to support you and challenge it, it just gets stronger. It just gets stronger. I'm not lovable. Something's wrong with me. I am not worthy. And that is a core wound that if it's not addressed as a child, carry deeper and deeper and deeper, and you're walking around with this idea. Now, that's what's happening in the home. On top of that, you have society constantly telling Black women that we don't deserve anything. We're strong. We're super women. We could take anything. We've seen this in the medical industry, medical apartheid. Read that book. We've seen it over and over and over again. Black women being neglected from the medical industry, from a political perspective, from all different perspectives. And then for those of us who have phenotypically African features, kinky hair, Africanoid facial features, we are at a disadvantage in society. I don't want to say disadvantage. We have I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. But what I'm trying to say is that the mainstream society has a standard of beauty that doesn't oftentimes represent us as dark and brown skin Black women with Africanoid features and kinky hair. So we have that constantly, layered on us and pounded on us over and over and over again from childhood. There's one Black Disney princess. So all the Disney princesses are white. All the women who are getting, rescued and saved don't look anything like us. All the main characters don't look like us. All of the white dolls are in the front, and the sidekick is in the background is the Black doll, if there's one at all. So we get this messaging over and over and over again. You are not enough. You are not worthy. You're not lovable. You don't belong in the front. You don't get the spotlight. So all of that's happening, and we're expected to maneuver through life and get into a healthy relationship, and we're really starting really far behind the starting line. And so it makes sense. That's what's going on with this feeling of being unlovable and unworthy. It's in the home and it's in the society. So it helps to identify that. There's a meditation that I listen to quite regularly, and it's literally called I Am Lovable. I am brutally honest with myself about my upbringing, about my background, about my family structure, and I'm not afraid of trauma. So I'm not afraid to go there. And I like to get to the source of things. I like to get to the root of things, to clean it up. So I have those feelings that are persistent. And although I've been working on it for years, it's still not resolved completely. I've seen improvement, but, those formative years, like I was telling you all earlier, from 0 to 5 years old, are so crucial. They are so crucial. So I'll do other videos in the future about child rearing, because I do believe that we have the ability as awakened individuals and those who are striving to release trauma and set a different path for our bloodline. I do believe that we can break some of these generational repeating cycles of trauma and abuse. I do believe that we can do that with intentional parenting. But so back to us, we have to really reparent ourselves. And I think that taking stock of your relationships helps you see a pattern. And it's not just about the whole, well, you attract what you are, and you know, if you're attracting trash, then that's just, then you feel like you're trash. I mean, that's part of it. That's a surface level thing, but digging down to see like what are those core wounds, and if feeling unworthy and unlovable is one for you, then it does help to trace the feelings where you didn't feel worthy. When were there times where people, adults around you, parents or the like, let you down as a child? When did you feel unheard? When did you feel unseen? When did you feel like you had to play a back role? You had to step to the back. When did you have to put aside your desires for someone else's comfort? When did you have to stop doing something that you loved? What happened when you expressed a feeling and you were ridiculed about it? What happened when you expressed an interest in something and was told that it wasn't for you, or no one showed any interest or helped you or supported you in a journey of expressing yourself? Those are the types of questions and topics that you can explore within your own childhood that will help you get down to the beginnings of these feelings where you felt made to feel unworthy. Like you weren't worthy of someone's time, attention, affection, support, and validation. Because if those things were implemented in a young age in your life, they will persist. And you will find yourself in a cycle of seeking validation and acceptance from emotionally unavailable sources. I hope that this made at least some sense and sparked some thoughts. I look forward to to hear what you have to say in the comments. Peace and love.
Thank you so much for sharing your time and attention with the AfroCentric Woman. Special gratitude to our subscribers. If you'd like to stay connected with this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so by hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell. If you like this content, please hit the like button. If you have any comments or thoughts about the content shared, please drop down into the comment section and let us know. Remember, you are worthy, you are enough, you are unique, and you are lovable. And I appreciate you.